It's the off season heading into 2025. Let's hit the books. Part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel, alongside the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish. I'm Brad Powers, and we're going to do something different this year. Talk a little bit of off-season topics, some of the major topics when it concerning college football this upcoming 2025 season. And we'll start with maybe the biggest story, or at least one of them, Bill Belichick trying his hand at the college ranks for the first time ever. Been a coach for 50 years at the NFL. Obviously, took the past year off, and now he's going to try his hand as the new North Carolina head coach. I'll get the thoughts from the man himself first, Mr. Knish. Generally speaking, I have some doubts. What say you as far as Belichick to the Tar Heels?
You know what? I'm going to throw a little curveball at you to start here, old BP. I'm kind of buying it, especially in the short term. And a little bit of that is, I think the ACC's way down, and it seems like North Carolina, they're lining up. I think they've got some NIL money. I think they're investing in the program. I think the staff he's brought in, and a little bit of the I don't know how many teams you have to overcome in this conference anymore to get to the upper tier. So I can see them in the short term making a little bit of a run. It seems like he's found a little niche here in terms of Power Four conferences that I think he can take advantage of. And UNC, listen, I'm not saying they're going to win a national championship, but hey, year one, new staff, little bit of money injection. It's that day and age in college football where you can flip a program a lot quicker than you used to be. I'm going to buy on UNC and our old boy, Billy Belichick, coming in hot year one.
All right. You got disagreement. We'll start it off. First one of the season. I'm selling. I wasn't a huge fan of what Belichick was doing post Tom Brady at the NFL level. College is different. Obviously, it's a step down, but it's all about players. And right now, as their roster is constructed, I'm not buying it. I don't see it. I haven't been overwhelmed with what they've done in the portal. Now, we are recording this in February. There's another portal coming up post-spring. They're going to have to attack it aggressively. And I said I wouldn't get into specifics because there's guys in the market that are going to hate us for mentioning win totals. I'm only mentioning it because there has been some resistance. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I bet under the win total, under 7.5. It's not that I think the ACC is that great. They do pull Clemson, who I think by far is the best team in the ACC. I think a couple of tricky non-conference games, TCU and UCF, that'll be tougher than expected. But I must be a little bit alone because there's been resistance. There has not been any movement on this total. And in fact, there's been a little bit of movement opposite me towards the over. So I don't think you're alone here in buying Belichick to the Tar Heels. I know you said you like the staff. I'm not a huge Freddie Kitchens fan. I'm not a huge, Belichick's son's going to be the DC. He's only got 1 year DC experience at Washington, which was left a little bit to be desired. And most importantly, this will make the rounds. When it comes to player acquisitions, I'm not buying the GM of the North Carolina Tar Heels.
You're not going to have me defending Michael Lombardi on this early in the season. I'll tell you that. I don't mind the Kitchens, and I think his son actually has some talent, unlike a lot of the others that we'll get to in his coaching tree. But yeah, you know what? They're going to have to cut some big checks there, and I agree with you. That to me is going to be a crucial year one window. They're going to have to do a little bit more player acquisition. But as you said, you know what? The non-con's a little tricky. Once they get in the conference, there's not a ton of teams the back half of their schedule that I think the needle is pointing up on. I mean, when you look at this, Virginia, Stanford, Wake Forest, Duke, NC State.
All winnable.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But I would say all of them are losable, too, if they don't find the right, player combination, particularly quarterback. So
I'll tell you what, between the schedule and how many I think, coin flip-ish games they're going to have, they might have one of the most high variance win totals in the country to start out. I mean, this could be a 3-4 win team. If he gets everything right, this could be an 8 or 9 win team. But listen, even though I might be buying in the short term at 7, there were some 6.5 out very early. At 7.5, I'm pumping the brakes. I'll tell you that. That would be kind of the buy. So I'll be interested to see where this closes as we get towards the beginning of the season here.
It's going to be dependent on that second portal, which is in today's day and age. I know numbers are out earlier than ever. Sometimes I think having a little bit of hesitation to getting all the facts. So it wouldn't hurt you in this case. So as far as the Tar Heels and Bill Belichick, Knish is buying. I'm selling. And for more videos, make sure you're checking out Hit the Books, part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel.